Hey everyone, hope you liked the intro. It's an early prototype. That is Fugnuk playing the guitar. We are working together on a bunch of different things, that intro being just one of them. It's a work in progress and we'll have another version available soon. We're going to add some drums, we're going to add another layer or two of some shredding guitars, and we might just change up the melody altogether. So like I said, early prototype. Fugnuk could not make it to this video. He had to cancel because of a family emergency, which I totally understand. We'll get things rescheduled for later this week and keep working towards our goals. But I would like to take this time to give you a visual update on the Star Wars project. What you're looking at now are a lot of the different things Fugnuk has managed to create in Blender. From what I see and how quickly he's producing stuff of this caliber, he's got some talent. The stuff he's making is really impressive and he's just learning. It was really cool to see his thought process evolve as he was trying to figure out how to get the type of air traffic that you would expect on a planet like Coruscant to work. Now I just want to point out the difference in attention to detail here. This is an establishing shot from the Alkalite. Where's the air traffic? Is it Sunday morning? Is everyone at church? Is it a holiday? Is it the Super Bowl? This is the current project that Fug and I are working on together right now. Interior shots at multiple angles with the digital background. We are basically practicing how to do both the blocking and framing digitally in a remote work relationship. I've never done anything like this before and neither is he, but me being a huge film nerd and him a diehard Star Wars fan, we both seen the making of for all the Lucasfilm Star Wars projects. I've even watched the Disney documentaries to see what went wrong. So we're figuring it out. We're learning, we're researching, and as soon as we have a prototype we're proud of, we'll share it here. Now on to the health update. I've got the device. This little device already has me feeling better. It helps me breathe. See, it blows air up my sinus to make sure that my airway doesn't collapse when I'm sleeping. If I don't use this, I snore really, really bad and stop breathing for minutes at a time. Then after a few minutes, I wake up with my heart racing and breathing like I just ran a 40-yard dash. That happens 3 or 4 times a night without that machine. So it's no wonder that I don't get a good night's sleep without this device. Normally, I'd wake up several times a night panting with my heart racing from having that sleep apnea. I only woke up one time, or I remember only waking up one time the first night with this device. I think it even woke me up because it had reached its highest setting, but now I'm used to it and I'm sleeping with it a lot better. If your loved ones tell you that you snore, or they tell you that you stop breathing when you sleep, or both, and you're tired, depressed, and stressed out all the time, I highly recommend getting a sleep study. I feel so much better. I'm able to concentrate better. My attitude is better. I'm not stressed out because I'm not tired. Your body responds differently to things when you're exhausted. Someone comes up to you with a problem and your endocrine system gives you a shot of adrenaline because your body knows it doesn't have any energy reserves left. So you just constantly run on adrenaline, or at least that's how I notice it affects me. I can talk about all this now because I'm on the other side of it. I just have to make sure I always have this device with me because my quality of life heavily depends on it. I'm turning into an old man, a dirty old man, Master Roshi specifically. I hope by now you might have noticed the difference in production values of this video. I spent some time putting together a script and I did multiple takes delivering my lines. We even had the prototype music intro in the works as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. You might have noticed I'm not saying every other 3 words. When I rewatched the last few videos I've released on this channel, I noticed I was doing that a lot. I use as a filler word while my brain searches for how it wants to express the idea. I think a lot of the, for lack of a better term, poor quality dialogue came from me being fatigued and not having as solid a plan as I have for this video. You can expect the production values to continue to increase now that I'm feeling better. I used to use Vegas as my primary video editing app, but there are new industry standards out there these days. I am still learning DaVinci Resolve Studio. What that means is I can edit videos like the one you're watching now, but I still have to search for a tutorial or article every 5 minutes because I'm still learning where everything is in the UI. I am also becoming familiar with all of the new features available to me now. Features such as AI-assisted masking, which saves a ton of time, and we talked about that in the last video. I am recording this after I started editing the video, so you will notice that here's the timeline with some of the clips you've already seen. And we're at the part in the video where I'm talking about why I am trying to learn a new program for video editing, and I came across a very good example. So in Vegas, you could fade anything out. You could fade out an audio clip, you could fade out a video clip, and then you would choose which shape you wanted. And by being able to increase and decrease the length, you could pretty much approximate what you needed. Here in DaVinci Resolve, it looks like I have infinitely more control. So just like in Vegas, you come up and you start dragging the length of the fade that you need over, but now instead of selecting from a list of predetermined shapes, I use this to draw it myself. So see, I can approximate any shape that I actually need, and I have a lot more control over the fade than I had before with just these predetermined options. Very cool. Now, on with the video. It will all sink in with repetition, and to get that repetition, I will be pumping out videos to raise my experience points. So let's talk about what's on deck. On deck, we have the live stream announcement video for the Skyrim project. I am crazy good at modding Skyrim, especially troubleshooting and fixing crashes due to mod incompatibility. We're going to mod Skyrim up to be absolutely beautiful, and we'll add mods to enhance the gameplay as much as possible. Then we'll all spend some time adventuring in Skyrim, and along the way, I'll record footage for the music video that all this is for. So we'll have some how to mod Skyrim content to add to this channel and the long promised video itself. Making this video is also practice so I can learn my way around the video editor more. Back when I was trying to do this originally around 2014 or 15, the other editions were not out yet. What does that mean? Well, originally, when Skyrim first came out in 2011, oh gosh, it's been that long. When Skyrim came out originally in 2011, it used to be a 32-bit executable. Now, a 32-bit executable is limited to using only 4 gigabytes of RAM total. That's system and video. So here I am trying to get Skyrim to look as best as possible, and I could only use 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it just kept crashing every time it tried to use more. So no matter what I tried, I just kept going over. I was pulling textures out of mods that I liked, and I was downscaling them myself. The stuff I was doing on my own to get it to try and work was wild. There is also a website called STEP. I'll link it in this description here. It stands for Skyrim Total Enhancement Project. And this guide and these forums is where I learned everything I know. Now, back in 2015, I was working with some folk on the STEP forums. One of them was a programmer, and he was basically writing custom code to get the 32-bit application to use a second allotment of 4 gigabytes so we could go over the limit. And wouldn't you know it, the special edition comes out in 2016, and it has a 64-bit executable, which can theoretically use as much as 16 exabytes. So it wasn't a problem anymore. Sadly, I had given up and just stopped playing video games for a while. I was focused on my health and my career. Also on deck is the next Star Wars project video. We're going to make a marketing level announcement teaser trailer. I want that video to be something you can send your friends and say, check out what these guys are trying to do. I want to make sure that there's enough of the plot and setting in there to excite people. If y'all react half as excited as Fugnuk was when I told him about the overall plot to season 1, I'll just be on cloud 9. This is going to be the one big project we work on for a long time. There will be plenty of other projects, both medium and small, in between updates. The Skyrim video is a perfect example. That's a medium-sized project. Like I said, I'll be live streaming soon, so you will all get a chance to participate and influence what will be worked on and live streamed next. I would actually be live streaming right now if it wasn't for the fact I lost my phone. No, that's not accurate. I threw my phone away. Let me explain. It's Sunday afternoon. This is before I got my CPAP machine. So as I normally do, I'm doing chores and I'm cleaning and listening to a podcast. I finish up because I was getting tired, and I took the trash out to the dumpster. I threw the trash away. As I'm walking away from the dumpster, the further away I get, the more the Bluetooth earbuds start to turn to static. and I figure out what happened. I was carrying my phone and holding the trash bag in the same hand when I went to go throw everything away. I threw my phone away with the trash bag in the dumpster. To make things even worse, there is a dog park at the apartment complex that I'm at here, and they had just emptied both of the dog park trash cans that had all the bags of the dog droppings in it in the dumpster. My roommate was holding his phone up and covering his mouth, and he was yakking. I spent about 3 hours trying to dig through that trash, and then I finally just gave up. I couldn't do it anymore. Now, the other thing is the carrier that I have is US based, so they can't exactly ship me a phone here in Puerto Rico. So I've got a friend of mine that is going to be getting me the phone and sending it to me, so it should be here within about another 14 days. If this doesn't work, I might have to fly back to the US, but I am trying to avoid that. Fingers crossed this works. Live streaming starts as soon as I get my phone back. I'm telling you guys this story because it's a perfect example of the low quality of life I've had over the last couple of months since I lost the machine. And frankly, before that, when I was undiagnosed and suffering from the symptoms then. I can't believe I did something as stupid as to throw my phone away with the trash, but I just don't think clearly. At least now I know it's a symptom of fatigue from a sleep disorder and not something else. I used to beat myself up a lot for doing really stupid. I still beat myself up for doing stupid crap like this, but at least now I have something to blame other than myself. That's part of the reason why I'm telling you folks this. If you think you might suffer from something like this, if you think you might have a sleep disorder, just get tested. I wish I'd have figured this out decades ago. It's day 3 or night 3, and I'm already feeling a lot better. I'll be feeling like $1 million in a couple of weeks. Well, that's all for the update. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stuck around this long, I'm going to guess you're already subscribed. Thank you. Would you please go ahead and give me a like if it's not too much trouble? And very soon we'll be releasing some stuff that you can send your friends to let them know Nexius is back. I will schedule and announce the live streaming as soon as I get my phone back. With any luck, that'll be in the next 14 days. If I've convinced you to get a sleep study, let me know in the comments. See you next time.